Creation, a world on the brink. In the age of sorrows, dangers abound, and cataclysms loom on the horizon. But it is not without heroes. The exalted, those chosen and empowered by the mightiest of the gods, are all around the world. They have, and can, pull it back from the precipice of oblivion. That is when they aren't too busy fighting each other. Now, Chills as Aura.
Shave Ball.
Korak as Lythander.
Danny.
Alatos as Gavel.
Insert James Bond theme here.
And me, GamerX, the GM, as everyone else. Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Must band together to save the dreaming sea, and perhaps reality itself, from the greatest threat creation has ever known. All this and more on FateBreakers.
Bark, bark.
It will always continue to be itself. The answer will never not be itself.
The answer is always
You're not
itself.
right, but you're also not wrong. I do have an answer for what the greatest threat creation has ever known.
Yes, man.
It's not 100% man, but it is inexorably tied.
Oh,
It's man when
lovely.
they try to do something.
Damn it, how did you get my notes? Anyway. Anyone remember what happened last time outside of the memory affecting charm that may have hit you guys out of universe?
Diogenes stood
flashing,
up.
Gavel in the face.
Oh yeah,
Red.
and then I crushed a
Yeah,
I
you
crushed
crushed the
a
tongue
curse's
twister.
soul.
Pull that up on screen, editor. Pull that up on screen.
Put up on screen. Put up the footage of the monkey show.
Yeah, so, Gavel, with Unblinking Eye's help, was honing in on the Sidereal, who has been ribbiting around in the background, and tried to hit her with an abandoned words curse that Lythander broke in 2 seconds.
Editor, pull up the Raid Shadow Legends ad.
Raid
Please, no.
Shadow.
Right
We
now.
don't have those.
You all wanted to play a game
did-
that's
we
kind
did
of
that in
bad,
episode
but
1.
not really? Come on down to Rage Come in Me Legends.
Good
Now-
stuff.
So Lythander fought as Toku superhero. Thank you, Mr. Sonobozu on Twitter, for letting us use your idea.
I the player love the character, but Gavel the player character
It's the
hates
character,
I,
them.
the
yes.
character,
I gave the...
loved the character. Out of character. How dare you base it off Mahjong, you son of a...
See, what actually rules is that the character was received on... was done as mahjong by an in-joke in someone else's playgroup. We just took the joke and recontextualized it here to troll you.
I
Correct.
know! How
Ah.
dare you!
I also remembered fighting a possessed innocent guy by what is arguably the central villain of my character arc. Got to have a cool character moment due to a thing I purchased. And then kicked him out of the ring and then got to disassociate for 2 hours while Lythander finished his fight.
As Lythander also disassociated for 2 hours.
The disassociation was from getting beamed with so many mahjong tiles.
Who knew? Mahjong
also-
sucked.
Also, the spare straw maiden Janest, we discovered how many Janest... pop quiz, how many Janests are there that we've seen?
3.5.
2.
4.
I thought it was
We have
3.5.
seen 4.
The answer is 3 so far.
Haha,
There's
gotcha.
Darn it!
there's the real one. There's the Lunar disguised as her that only Adam could figure out
And
the
then
tell
there's
of.
the Sidereal.
And then there's one that's not shapeshifting into her, but is just wearing a rubber mask.
The Sidereal.
And it's Sozin.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot Sozin. Yeah.
Cardboard mask.
Yeah, Sozin is fun.
Quote unquote Sozin, who is in fact someone wearing a 4-dot suit of artifact armor named Sozin that lets you project fake intimacies around yourself for deep cover work.
Good stuff. Very useful.
Oh yeah, also, Gavel met the Sidereal for 2 seconds, and he attempted to lie to her with the truth using mind-affecting magic, but he rolled too shitty on that, so it didn't work, and she roundhouse kicked him in the face, and then he teleported away.
So funny.
That
Very
was really
funny.
funny, yeah. It was gonna be really funny if it succeeded, too, because he would have said, yeah, I'm the Sidereal, and you wouldn't have believed him.
You're the Sidereal!
You would have contextualized it as something like, okay, you must be a patsy for the real thing. Where's your boss, kid? But nope.
I was about to say, Gavel probably still would have roundhouse kicked him in the face.
That's fair.
That's funny. It's like,
just for different reasons.
okay, I'm gonna use my mind trick.
Face by a 3-year-old. That's what it feels like to drive a Ford F-150.
It's so fucking funny. He just goes, I'm gonna use my mind magic. I'm telling the truth. You're the bad guy. He's like, no, you're not supposed to believe that.
Yeah. Which is kind of a foreshadowing of this entire character in a whole. So, appropriately enough, we will start the camera zooming in on Gavel, who, in your perspective, King Crimson has just activated. 1 second, you were storming down a door and walking into the office. Next thing you know, you're back outside the office again carrying a stack of papers.
Goodness
There
sakes.
is no time skip in between. 1 second, your hand is on the doorknob. The second, you're out on the street and you have a folder on your hands.
She is going to shift through the folder that she has in her hand.
As you're doing that, Unblinking Eye also got hit by the same memory-affecting magic too, but he actually has the same perfect memory charm that Lythander does, and he shares the motive. He knows when memories have been magically tampered with, so he immediately just snarls and swirls around. God, Omega again, damn it, damn it, damn it!
That charm being archive mind mentality.
Correct.
Gavel has that as well, actually.
Oh,
yay!
Is there an infernal special effect to that?
Surprisingly, no. I just have
useful.
the charm.
Yeah, so reading through it, it appears to be a series of letters, or more office memos, and they are written in Old Realm, so in a very, very shaky hand. Like, to the point of, you're not sure how many fingers the person writing this has.
2.5, baby.
They had... Perhaps.
One for the pink and one for the stink.
That's 3.
Goodness sakes.
So I'm not going to make you roll for this, but it does take... You probably do need to sit down and spend a few minutes puzzling out some particularly difficult characters.
That's fair.
Yeah, so Unblinking Eye actually, after going around and swearing up a storm, just kind of kicking around at the pavement, he does go back and offer to assist with decoding the documents.
To which Gavel will accept.
Okay, he takes this, and as he is reading through them on his end, his other hand is grabbing the bench, and white-knuckle grabbing into the armrest of it. Whatever he's reading is making him absolutely fucking furious.
You alright over there, or
So
do I need to
much
take
worse than
that
I
away?
imagined. Essentially,
In what way?
well, the section you are reading over is what at first glance appears to be fairly innocuous blueprints, similar to the set that you found in the Corrupt Gods Wild Suspire's Cavern. It is essentially urban planning documents for building new buildings. This requires a successful embassy roll to figure out the significance of.
Oh boy. Oof. Embassy is not one of my good suits. But what's the roll for it?
Let's say Force plus Embassy.
Force plus embassy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please be kind. 5 successes.
It was target number 5. You managed to do it.
Heck yeah, let's go!
It comes to you in a sudden moment of realization looking at these, and you do need to cross-reference the work that you received from Wild Suspire before. It's the same documents from the same desk, but it looks innocent enough at first glance. It's just, okay, you're building some new buildings and getting rid of some lower income or... Wait a fucking minute. Scrolling back at this, you'll realize that this is what we in the real world would consider gentrification. This person appears to be deliberately planning to demolish a lot of the low-income communities, like, that would normally be protected by various gangs or, like, specifically alongside a lot of the docks and inner market district, to just replace them with... You're not even sure what. It just seems to be temples. This person appears to be planning deliberate cruel gentrification.
Huh. I suppose this won't go over well, will it?
I'm gonna rule that out of character. Unblinking Eye is going through a limit break right now. He hurls the paperwork in your face and just kind of storms off to the side corner.
Unblinking Eyes just. Unblinking Eyes just. Unblinking Eyes just randomly.
Finish him.
Unblinking Eyes just randomly runs at you with a fucking giant steel chair and just fucking does Clim Hazard on you for no reason.
Socially, but yes.
He's like, he's just randomly assaulting you with somebody with your limit break because you didn't get to use it on the boss fight. He's like, excuse me, how do I get to the bus station? He goes, you're fucking dead right now!
Yeah, basically.
Goodness, don't break anything. We'll have to buy it we'll have to replace it later.
Motherfucker!
Gavel is going to continue shifting through the notes while Unblinking Eye is having his fit.
These appear to be actual inter-office memos addressed to a person named as Meon.
Miho?
That is...
Can I get a spell?
M-E-O-N.
Okay, exactly. Okay, thank you.
Meon.
Addressed from the Department of Battles under the Bureau of Destiny.
Department of Battles under Destiny?
The Bureau of Destiny.
Oh, Bureau of Destiny. Okay.
I didn't have time to write out the exact text of this, but I can paraphrase what it says. There are two letters there. One is a very formal, what looks like a letter of dismissal. Per the Committee on the Southeast's majority vote decision, you have been elected to be removed from your seat on the committee.
Get wrecked.
And then you check your name tag.
Yep, your final paycheck will be compensated, and you will be docked. And an audit will be administered for transferring decisions and the projects going forward to onboard new gods. So this person has been kicked off of some kind of big project.
Okay.
And cross-referencing it with the other document is written by someone with the sobriquet of the Shepherd. And this is the document that has the most signs of being written with abnormal hand shape.
Okay.
And it goes something like this. Look, Meon, I get it. It's incredibly upsetting to see most mortals forget you the second you walk away from them. But that is no excuse to treat their lives like playthings. You're working in the Department of Serenity. Act like it. P.S. Don't think I haven't noticed your comments about my appearance that are incredibly racist. I'll be writing you up for an audit. Now. Sincerely, Shepherd.
Quirky racist white girl.
I'm gonna go ahead and reveal one of this person's intimacies to you based on this letter.
Alright, is it... Okay, so which... Would this be Meon's or the Shepherd's?
One of Meon's.
Okay, let me put that in parentheses real quick. Alright, what do you got, Chief?
Major intimacy of justice. If I can't be happy, no one can.
Oh my goodness. Alright. Justice.
Major intimacy of angst.
No, happy. No one. That's messed up. Alright.
Yeah, like, even on the formal dismissal letter, you see actual, like, charges that led to its dismissal on the thing, including what's essentially promoting several pet projects of his over actual assignments.
Oh!
He appears to have been working off script in the Southeast based on whatever this Bureau of Destiny had planned to do some personal pursuits. This doesn't seem like a firing from, like, being a Sidereal, because it's not even clear if you could do that. This is more, hey, we're kicking you off this project because you're a fucking asshole.
Again, I say, get wrecked.
Owned.
Oh, goodness. Alright, and is that all I can figure out from the documents I was able to get?
Those are the basics of it. Basically, this is formal confirmation of a vote to expel this person from the from the committee on the Southeast. Seems like he was warned about it before, and this is just the receipt coming in the mail.
Okay.
Eyes still going off, just and has gone eerily quiet all of a sudden. Like, you've never actually seen him stop talking before, and now he's just staring at the dents on the lamppost in front of him.
Are you trying to communicate with it? Are you trying to communicate with it telepathically, or what?
What would you say of the 5 maidens is the most? Journeys, battles, endings, secrets. Most people would say that secrets is the most corrupt, or perhaps that battles is endings, not giving people enough time. It's serenity. I can think of no greater crime than choosing who gets to make people happy and then deliberately making as many people as you can miserable.
In my line of work, everyone gets a little unhappy. I'm used to it.
You don't understand. The Bureau, the Committee on the Southeast, that would be the gods who control. He gestures around in a sense that he's indicating beyond the city of Champoor itself. He means the whole section of creation.
Oh.
If I understand what this means, he is attempting to piss down the entire leg of this region, and for what? Force people out of their homes? Replace them with high-concept tea houses for nothing? Just to upset them. Just to make as many people miserable. To deny happiness for no fault of their own.
The corruption of us, sentient living creatures, is quite interesting. But to help you get on the same page as myself, it seems that this person is very much of the opinion that if they don't have any happiness, why else should anyone else get any happiness?
Most people with that opinion don't have the office to act on it, and have the endorsement of the Maiden of Serenity to do so.
And that is correct. But it seems we have a bit of an outlier here.
He is still staring
That's
at
what
the dents, and then
That's why I said minor intimacy of angst.
I would argue it's worse than angst. It's spite.
Fair.
Right, so I is looking at the papers. You can't have gone far. Teleportation effects. You cannot easily teleport across creation, even with the mightiest sorcery. He is still in the city. We can find him, and we can end him.
Joke's on you! He's in a different dimension!
You don't think he might be dumb? You think he might be dumb enough to come back to the same place again? I'm hoping he would be.
Dumb, no. Crafty. We need to pick up on it. A scent.
Hopkins!
Hopkins was already there, and Hopkins seems like Hopkins just starts sneezing violently.
Oh, goodness.
Aw.
Alright, I'm gonna give him the documents to sniff. See if that changes anything.
Not quite yet. Go ahead and give me a navigate roll.
Oh boy, my
That's what
favorite.
survival was folded into in this system.
Okay. What attribute? Any. That's copyrighted.
I'm afraid to ask what that was.
Let's see.
A
so
dog.
any
I thought that came from the thing I was from the song I was
I was
listening
looking
to. I
for
was like, what is that?
Borf,
What is
but
that?
no one had just the Borf. I hate it.
Okay.
No. One success.
Something's wrong with Hopkins.
Oh,
You can't
boy.
tell exactly what, but it seems like someone has deliberately, like, sprayed an entire bottle of perfume, or the equivalent of, inside your dog's sinuses. He can't smell anything right now but that smell. He's been overwhelmed with the smell of celestial magic and is now just miserable trying to get it out. Nose dripping, sneezing, whining like crazy.
Poor doggy.
Don't worry, Hopkins. We'll try it again a different time.
What? Was that Hopkins?
Yes.
So...
Listen, I can do some voices, not a dog voice.
That is fair.
Yeah, you could just say that he whines.
No, I insist on it. I have to give a good performance for our crowd.
All right. Have it your way.
Oh, goodness.
Are there any additional roles you would like to try and make in order to pin down Carmen Sandiego over here?
And that's where I'm looking through my charms to see.
I have some ideas.
Sounds like a friend.
Oh, I have one as...
I'm gonna be honest, this character sounds more like a friend in the making than a bad guy.
I have one in mind, but let me see if there's any other...
I doubt that. I doubt that a lot.
Okay, we'll go with the one that I'm seeing right in front of me. Crafty observation method.
Go ahead and read that out.
While investigating the evidence of an event, roll a fitness plus awareness. Note the number of extra successes. During this scene, you may expand one success to ask one of the following questions. If the total number of successes exceeds the number of available questions, the player may improvise additional questions in the spirit of this charm. The storyteller will answer truthfully.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll for that.
Yep. Finesse plus awareness.
This is a good powered by the apocalypse style charm that they've started doing, even in the core game too. Get success, ask questions, take drugs, fight bear.
Bear has cocaine. Lose. I have no idea what
I'm
that
looking
movie's
forward to
even
that
about.
movie.
3 successes.
I don't know.
What do you
but
think?
I highly doubt it's just all about a bear hopped up on cocaine.
Crafty
If it is, I'm going to be excited.
hold on.
Korak, that's all it's
Okay.
about.
I'm going to go and buy those tickets now, and I will see you guys in like an hour and a half.
It's not in
goodness
theaters till
sakes. All right.
February!
I have connections.
Okay, what's on your mind?
All right, so let's see. I got 3 successes, so I can ask 3 questions.
And get one
Yeah.
answer from each of us.
Okay. All right. First question. How many people were involved?
I'm gonna go and give this an answer of 2.5.
Okay.
Mion himself, the Sidereal, who you don't remember a face, you don't remember any of meeting this person. Again, King Crimson activated, so you went right from door to door. But aside from him, there's the other person who wrote this document, whoever addresses themselves as the Shepherd, or the is optional, much like with the Doctor. But you also get, as you're brushing over these documents, your hand brushes over what looks like some pollen crusted onto it.
Uh-huh.
Pollen in the shape of, like, imagine if a leaf was shaped like a human hand. There's someone else handling this document. This guy has plant servants. Plant spies.
Oh, lovely. Okay, and that would be the half, I see.
Yeah.
They're
a person, but the half comes from them being only partially manifestable because they're a spirit.
Indeed. Okay, second question. How can I identify the responsible party?
How can you identify them as the responsible party? You're going to need to do a couple of things in order to track this person down. Sidereals are about as good at disguising themselves as Lunars, but rather than shape-shifting, this is something your unwoven coadjutator is just going to mumble to you for free. They can make cover identities under different destinies.
Oh, okay.
You are going to need to find a way to recognize the celestial magic on them, and you'll also need to figure out where their real headquarters of operations are. This appeared to be just a drop point. He was in an
Okay.
empty liminal space office near a window where something flew down from the sky that he picked up, and in the form of a firing notice.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna need
okay.
in order to track him down, you're gonna need to follow the trail, pick through whatever obstacles he's set in your way metaphysically, and this is gonna be a venture to track him down.
Indeed. All right. Third question. When did the event take place?
The events took place, and you realize very quickly that what I said about the memories being edited are absolutely true, because you see that the ink is just barely done drying on this. Like, this is freshly written.
Oh!
Like, someone teleported this down from heaven, he read it, and then you kicked down the door.
Oh, okay.
So this is something
Huh.
he just learned about, and perhaps if you interrogate some of the spirits in the city, that's diving into another answer of how can I find the party responsible, talk to some of the spirits, and they may be able to talk about some kind of some kind of high-level god bureaucrat who maybe kind of did a bunch of bullshit behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Go bother some gods.
Yep, my Gavel's favorite thing to do. All right, I'm gonna or what's it? Unblinking Eye still in the room, yeah?
He's like across the street a block away, just kind of
Oh,
kicking the can and
lovely.
taking out various anger at what's going on.
All right, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders.
What?
Are you gonna just stand there and keep throwing your tantrum, or do you want to actually do something about this?
His eyes just glow pure white, and you see one other additional detail as he is starting to nod. A part of the document lights up.
Oh?
It appears like this is written on further inspection, this is metaphysically powerful paper. In terms of, this is a conduit for living essence in a way you haven't seen outside of artifacts. Whatever he was being used to write this is something big, powerful, and you could tell, like, as his gaze is traveling over it, like, this is the kind of power meant to be used for incredibly ridiculous things. Like, this is the kind of stuff you would see second circle demons throw around in terms of sheer magical just mojo that could be pumped into this. Out of character, this is Sidereal prayer paper.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask. So this paper is made out of basically unfiltered arcane or something.
Yes, this is the paper that all those poems are written onto.
Okay.
And Korak and Chills know exactly the poems I'm talking about.
Unfortunately,
Wait,
yes.
what poems?
Alright. I'm also going to
Don't worry about it.
tell Unblinking about the information I managed to unravel.
Yeah, just from the cursory scan and going over documents and details he normally would have seen but was way too mad to pick up on.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to go to some temples and we're going to talk to some spirits.
Fine by me.
Have you ever done... Now, let me ask you this before we take another step forward. Have you ever done an interrogation before?
Yes.
Okay, you get to be good cop today.
The angel that presided o'er my birth
Bad
said,
idea.
little creature, formed of joy and mirth, go in love without the hope of anything on
Would
earth.
serve better as bad cop myself. Have means of ferreting out information for leverage.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I show a small display of what is it? Spirit what is
Spirit
that
cunning,
charm?
Spirit slaying stance?
Yeah, I show him a small look at of a spirit slaying stance. I think I have a bit more of a sharper tongue in
You
some
can kill them in a
regards.
way that matters. Understood.
It's a neat little trick I picked up.
I can only humiliate them and diminish essence on my end, but can be more satisfying than off topic. Temples, particulars you would like to target? Market gods, tutelary gods of peoples, perhaps elemental courts.
I don't think the elementals will help us in this regard.
Idea.
Yes.
He walks over towards the highest to the biggest pile of bricks that he can, like in some of the half-built stuff in sections that you recognize are going to be under renovation soon to gentrify, according to Eon's plans. And he just starts shaping sorcery. Will take several hours. Binding elemental.
You're going to bind an elemental here?
Yes.
I see. Okay. Look, I may not have much magic juice in me, but you magicians are something else, I swear. So Gavel's gonna wait around and let Unblinking Eye do his stuff.
Okay, let's roll to see if this goes well. Because Unblinking
Please
Eye
let it go
isn't
well.
a terrible sorcerer, but he's not as good at it as Lythander.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, that is, what, 9 successes?
That's 9 successes on 7 dice.
Oh my.
Congratulations.
really good.
That's more successes than there are dice on the pool.
That happens sometimes.
It does happen sometimes.
So how I'm going to rule that this happens is some paper got stuck to his shoe, some of the magic sidereal prayer paper, and he happens to, as he is walking around in geometric patterns around the bricks, chanting in Old Realm and conjuring the earth to do his bidding, the paper falls off his shoe and starts thrumming with power, and it just has the word "the" written on it.
Is it in a particularly, like, medieval, stylistic font?
Yes, it's in the SpongeBob meme picture of "the."
Thank you. Okay.
We'll flash that up in editing for reference. And it swirls into the Earth Elemental, to be, and immediately it erupts from the ground, sending shockwaves throughout.
Real quick. If you're on the audio version, just picture in your head the word "the." Okay, there you go.
Written in the fanciest font you can think of
SpongeBob?
possible.
Yep. Like something from a letter that would be sent to, like, the High King of Western Europe or something.
Yeah, this is the quarterly report letter Gavel would write to her boss,
Yes.
the King of Hell. Anyway. It is about 10 feet tall.
My, you got yourself a big one.
Name. Designation. Quake Unrelenting.
Quake Unrelenting, okay.
Quake Unrelenting online, Summoner Binding Purpose. Smashing the Sidereal Neon's face in. And the Earth Elemental, as impassive and massive as his face be, actually blanches a little. Striking secret Yushan agent. Certain. Yes.
So you're going after Sidereal as well, are you?
Our foe is the one and the same, he says, waving the papers around.
Well, isn't that just the greatest coincidence? Tell me, what do you know about him? Or her? Or them? Doesn't matter. Tell me what you know.
Has assisted Tenpen Meshu with overtaking of region. Should belong to the ocean. Should not belong to Rain Spirit. Should belong more to Earth, but No, has to be River Dragon in charge of things, even though no export into land just intersects with ocean.
So this has something to do with the river spirit, or the river dragon.
Points up at the sky and how it's always raining. Rain decreases mood. Has stopped multiple injunctions. Could have caused rain to stop. In Dragon's authority to maintain weather patterns, but for years on end, rain never stopped. Once.
Wouldn't that also affect trade by sea,
Yes.
not just land? Ah, I see.
And he seems even more mad at this. Should be getting huge amounts of ores for building more of city, but no.
I think building more of city wouldn't be the best option right now, considering the grander scheme our enemy seems to be planning.
Scheme?
Ah, yes, okay, I see this is where I come in. I tell the elemental about the gentrification project.
Yeah, project make as many people miserable as possible for the lulz.
Yes, basically. And that's what we've gathered so far.
Repeat section about committee.
Gavel will go into that more.
Yeah, about how he was kicked off, essentially the board overseeing the entirety of the southeast of creation.
Yeah, and basically how he got fired for being a massive asshole.
Shepherd. Have heard name before.
Any other great things coming out of the Shepherd, or is it just this one?
He makes a face that he's trying to remember something. Again, this is hard to do. This is mostly carried through emotional vibes on his end, because his face doesn't move that much as a giant 10-foot-tall rock titan made of bricks.
Yes.
Almost like his memories have been targeted too. Seal. And Unblinking Eye actually mentions, like, as he is trying to remember this, Paper Seal may have intensified prowess, elevated, may have inadvertently promoted him.
Wait, say that one again?
Unblinking Eye is suggesting that the accidental incorporation of, like, super high tier, most professional quality celestial bureaucracy paper might have accidentally promoted this elemental to a higher office than he normally would have upon creation.
That's amazing.
He accidentally gave this guy a pay raise. Which is why he's able to talk about sidereals at all.
Mm-hmm. Then it seems we've unintentionally just hit the jackpot.
Perhaps, but is not easy foe. And this is something that Quake Unrelenting actually perks up at. Odd constructs from cousins near docks. Paper boats. Additional final detail of boats made of paper.
Paper boats?
And he gestures with his arms to a boat the size of, like, a boat big enough to carry an army.
Oh, a galleon, okay.
Yes.
Or something equivalent, yes.
Origami?
The origami killing.
Origami, yes.
God damn it. I knew I shouldn't have referenced that. Don't play David Cage games.
Watch people play them instead.
Don't even pirate. Yes, don't even pirate them.
Yeah.
Don't even pirate them. They're
all
not
the
worth
content
played through all of them
warnings.
in David Cage December, which was from 2019 and still ongoing technically. He hasn't finished Indigo Prophecy yet.
Oh no.
Listen, the poor man's busy being trapped in the Yu-Gi-Oh!
I will
hole
mind
forever.
him.
Don't mind him.
That's fair. Alright. Anyways. But you're saying paper boats the size
Yes.
of which can carry an entire army. Out on the seas.
All in
Nuts.
the facility of my bathtub.
When do you see these?
Now,
I'm gonna look in the direction of the port. Or rather, Gavel's gonna look in the direction of the port.
they all seem to be normal ships. Seem.
Uh-huh. Okay, which ones? Point them out.
Is not currently there? What? But Cousins insisted had been sighted from water elementals propelling and protecting it. But can't float away? Float? Sky?
Sundering Shadow?
Gavel's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Boat flew away?
In my...
Okay, well, at least we have an area of interest now. And your cousins as well. Will they be as cooperative as you?
I is just gone from sheer outright white-hot rage to just slow, broiling irritation, Gavel's normal state of mind,
Mm-hmm.
to he's just rubbing his temples. The Sidereal has a paper boat that can fly, big enough to carry an entire army, is what he is saying.
Indeed, and that makes me very, very worried.
Agreed.
Which is why the moment I see it, I'm going to firebomb it.
Maybe resilient to mundane fire. Do you have magical fire?
I have a person.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Wait, I don't know Fireball.
And we
I
could
have a person who. I happen to know a person who's quite good at magical fire. And if that doesn't work, I have a few contacts who have a more deeper understanding of fire.
noted. We'll on to temples then.
Sounds good to me.
And we'll shift off screen to another player character. Who wants their big social flaw of the episode to come next?
Korak, would you like it?
What?
Lythander, would you like to enjoy a round of nice, relaxing social play?
Would you like to go grab a beer? I'm tired, and my bone feels like it's jutting out of my shoulder.
I would grab a beer if I had any in my house, but no.
Flask.
No, not in. I'm not talking in character. I'm not calling character,
you can
Korak.
go
I'm talking
first.
to you.
Out of character.
You beat him through the fourth wall!
You can go first.
We're tunneling.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, why
Mm.
is Gage here?
All right.
You've worked on this OC for 10 years. It was only a matter of time to let him escape.
All right. In this case, Aura
Aura's
is
still
sitting outside. Is just sitting outside the ring. We're taking a bit of rest, enjoying a bit of rest before it's time to go back in. Just thinking about what happened. Thinking about the whatever potential whatever potential stuff's going on with their parent company.
On regards to the parent company, you actually, you see something glinting in the corner of your eye as something flits down from one of the streets. Appears to be a little golden fairy.
Wait, so where does this thing come out of?
It's like Navi, like one of the Ocarina of Time
Oh, I thought
fairies.
you said
It's
furry.
Yeah.
kind of-
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. I mean, like, where did you say it was? It pops out of?
It comes careening off from one of the side streets. It just kind of floats right in front of you.
Huh. Hello.
This is a regional report to shareholder Atom in regards to recent incidences in the city of Champoor at one of the districts
Howdy.
you have stake in.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a violent break
Shoot.
into the Golden Hawk restaurant in the insert district here of Champoor. Multiple employees were found.
Entertainment
deceased.
district, I guess.
Yes, entertainment district. Multiple employees were found deceased. The stocks of jade were entirely robbed, and paperwork was entirely removed from the entire establishment.
Paperwork stolen. Jade nabbed. People killed. If I were to guess, I'd say our unwanted guest had something to do with it. But I mean, I guess I don't really have. I guess I don't really have much to say to you. You're an automated message. It's not like you can talk back to me.
Please press 1 to send a response. No. Unfortunately, that's more what Celestial Circle sorcery communication is. Terrestrial is one-way messages, sadly. And this is Infallible Messenger, an entry-level communication spell.
I guess this is what that rat bastard meant.
Address is at so-and-so and so-and-so corner. If time, I would suggest your personal investigation, given that these are related to your own holdings, and you are reported to be in the area.
See, that's the thing. I'm in a bit of a bind in that I can't really back out here. Can't risk missing my match, otherwise be disqualified.
Well, that's the fun thing, as the final match is... So, the final match is, for the day, just appears to have just completely finished wrapping up. As someone in the background you hear just... And some poor bastard who is covered in water is chokeslammed through the floor, and Relentless Argent Mist is standing triumphant over him. And that's it! That's our quarterfinals set in stone for the day, everybody. So, we will be resuming with the quarterfinals, semis, and then the grand finale tomorrow. Everyone come back bright and early. We will be starting at noon? Yeah, at high noon.
Ding, ding, ding. All right. Guess that opens the room for that. Don't want to go at it alone, though. I imagine all my friends are busy.
Gavel is currently busy doing the Ace Attorney investigation, but Lythander, are you doing anything? Correct.
We need you!
Correct!
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
He was goofing.
I wanted to just end the thing, and it's like, oh, there's one more match going on. Wait, who's the opponent? It is Davis! About
That's pretty good, yeah.
Fair. If I could hear it would be...
Upon looking at it, she does appear to have formed some of her body into a steel chair and used that to deliver the final blow.
She delivered a 5-knuckled shuffle to his jugular. Made him spit out water.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He is currently just kind of in a pool of his own liquid. And by that I mean water and nothing else.
And his name is...
Warf.
G.
Yeah.
He got warped.
But I don't know, you said you had somebody...
Highly illogical.
That's why I'm just like, okay.
That could be delayed. That could be delayed until later if you want to help out with the the McDonald's incident.
Yeah,
Yo,
Yes,
Can I get some chicken
the ruins
nuggets?
of one.
that'd be right. There was a break-in. Somebody came in, left a pile of corpses, and took a bunch of important stuff. Unmarked important papers, and lots of jade. However it was, they had an objective. And, they were motivated. Real badly motivated. But I'm not willing to just go with... But I don't think you and me are going to be able to handle it on our own. And, that's actually when I approach, Straw Maiden Janest.
Which one?
I was
the
gonna
real
say,
one.
which one?
The real
Which
one.
I will
Do you
say
know-
you've seen the fake ones tell, so now you can actually tell them apart, Adam.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
She's actually also in the quarterfinals.
Wait a second.
Yeah, you're fighting her, by the way.
Aurora, do you want me to join you for this?
Of course. I'm gonna need all the help I can get. But the
Sorry
boss...
about that. I was just catching my breath and getting some of my essence back. What is it?
You get? There's trouble somewhere important. Break-in type stuff. Came in, left a pile of corpses, stole a bunch of important goods from people I'm close to. I need your help.
She actually said that sooner than what me as GamerX was able to say. She said as soon as you mentioned there's trouble, there's a break-in, she just said, I'm in.
You see, somebody broke into my heart.
I'm in.
That was
you.
But that was
Get
quick.
down on one knee.
You don't even know the circle. Well, that was quick.
Not the first time this has happened to me.
It is a joke. I do not do that.
Okay.
All right. I get you kind of caught me by surprise here. It's just like that's it. It's just isn't the first time it's happened to you. Well, how do you mean?
No, not. You'd be surprised how many strapping young boys and girls would chuck marriage proposals my way after I killed a big old critter.
Right.
Also,
Well-
a couple of dynasts for some reason. No idea why. Not even a dragon blood, but seemed to think I was. Probably all the grass.
All right. I think we can count on you. All right.
Yeah, sure,
We're
I
heading.
got time. I figured out a way to get energy from the sun, like plants, instead of bothering to eat or sleep.
Again, sorry to interrupt you during your resting time. I need people I can trust.
Yeah,
Anyway.
sure. Fine by me.
We're off to the entertainment district.
Indiana Jones map appears.
All right.
You appear to what appears to have just been as if the entire major chunks of the store had been turned to, at first glance, glass. But
And then he never told me.
on further inspection, it appears to be just a fused mess of iron and opal.
The inside of the place?
The skeletons.
The skeletons. Now I know there are skeletons.
Yes, there are.
I see. Anyway, you said opal and what else?
And iron.
Iron and opal. Are they is there signs of like method for what they would have used? Like, are they fused to the wall? Is there smoke coming out of them? Is there warmth?
The entire place feels oddly humid.
Humid. So there's steam coming out of somewhere. Like in a way, like there's like it's sort of how do I say this? Humidity created by melted water, stuff like into the current environment.
Yeah, it seems like some kind of vaporization has happened, and that has released a crapload of water into the air.
Right. Makes sense. So there would be some warmth also. Meaning that these are fresh kills to that extent.
Within several minutes.
Yes, several minutes. Okay. Can I glean anything from this opal? Like, how is it protruding?
Well, it's fairly safe to say what opal's associated with nowadays.
Is it?
I don't know. A big opal skeleton ring any bells?
Is it actually Indiana Jones?
Okay, to be fair, this was several months ago. I established that the Heart Eaters were contained within opal skeletons that infected mortals who touched them and made them the next Heart Eater.
Oh.
So it's the mineral they're associated with.
Right.
Still in a dream, Heart Eater.
Yeah, as I suspected. What's that rat's doing?
Rats.
Janest
doesn't-
Janest is going to fire up an awareness charm of her own. Bone Settler's Discernment. So she's going to attempt to diagnose what the hell happened with these people.
Yeah.
And if it
That'd be very
succeeds,
useful.
She's going to bank those successes on the next various rolls for that. So let me go ahead and roll her secondary pool of 9 dice for this. Oh fuck!
Hell yeah, Jenny.
Sheesh! 8 successes.
Okay, hold up a second. You said it was this opal guy. And
That's
I get
right.
that. Like, there's all this, like, weird, gauzy, gross-looking rock over here, but I don't think that was the only person. Where did the iron come from? That seems a bit out of motif.
Right, that's true. They're melted together in that sense. And you would say that the iron and that the mix of the two is what caused this sort of vaporization effect.
Oil and water meeting together. Negative reaction of some kind, or at least whatever kind of magics were involved. Ain't no way this happened naturally.
Right. So whoever it was, they had some kind of accomplice.
Or there was a fight, and these poor people were caught in the middle. Actually, she closes one eye and activates her version of Spirit Detecting Glance.
Oh.
There ain't no ghosts.
No ghosts.
If you're killed, if somebody's killed in a real traumatic manner like this, like sudden explosion in a restaurant, they leave behind unfinished business. I see it all too often these days, but there ain't any ghosts at all.
You think they're still alive? Like just encased in the sort of coffin of opal bone or metal? What's it?
She walks up to one of the skeletons and...
Don't touch it.
She doesn't directly touch it. She just kind of looks through several of its open cavities, like the nose and the ears, and gives it a quick look down the spine. Nope, they're dead.
Souls must be true.
So what exactly does this Aura and what was your name? A glasses guy. No,
Lythander.
the teeth.
Lythander.
Okay, Lythander. What does this guy do? It sounds like a real asshole, and definitely someone on my personal list to take care of too.
Well, the encasing into opal and metal is a first, but the main gist of this character is a sort of it's like possession. You see, the individual works through subtle subliminal messaging.
Well, I wouldn't say
implanting ideas and implanting ideas vaguely related to economic secession and organization via economic backing, and through those keywords, it implants, it takes over your mind and adds you, in essence, to its pool of puppets.
So do you know what a
so
pyramid
to speak.
scheme is?
Sort of like that, yes.
It's basically that, except it's more of a corruption than a possession.
It feels a lot like possession.
It's more of a corruption
Lythander.
because even getting rid of the curse, they're still loyal. That's not merely possession. That is corrupting their inner being.
Yeah, that's real fucked. I've dealt with possession in the past, but I can't just...
It's
Yeah,
like
that's a big
corruption
fucking-
and possession mixed together. You could break the possession, but the corruption still remains.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
It definitely...
Isn't that
It
right?
definitely
Coin
begs the question.
Or, nickel and dime?
It definitely begs the question. If that kind of method was utilized, then maybe. All right. So she said there's no souls. There's no ghosts, right?
Yeah.
And there's two. And then we know there's two ways that of removing ghosts from the vicinity. You can either pull the ghost back into like the cycle of reincarnation and rebirth, or you can just sort of, steal the ghost and then keep it somewhere.
Yeah, lock it into some soul steel, or just shove it in a gem, or other sorts of means, or just beating it until it dissipates and reforms a year and a day later.
Yeah, and this is all iron, so not soul steel.
Just normal mundane iron.
And that it's safe to assume that the shop was open. Like this just happened in broad daylight.
Yeah, this is kind of a Fires of Pompeii situation where all the people frozen like this appear to have just been in the middle of eating in tasks. One person has their mouth open, their opal teeth are about to bite into an iron gyro.
Like, wait.
So
you
wait.
mean like the sandwich?
Yes, a gyro.
A gyro.
Pronounced no other way.
Okay, I wanted to, for a second I thought you said
Gyro.
euro.
Gyro.
Not euro.
So wait, you're telling me that so let me get this straight. The opal stuff is specifically living tissue.
Yes.
But the iron is only not living tissue.
Correct.
I don't actually know what that means, but that's interesting. Okay, this is going to sound very...
Janest is going to raise a question, actually, but you could go first before that.
Yeah, I was just going to say... what can I roll here to try to make sense of this new information? Like, knowing that, like, specifically the iron is living tissue, is non-living tissue, and the opal is living tissue.
Go ahead and give me a navigate roll.
Alright, at least I got that. Let me see if I have the thing.
Forceless navigate. Again,
Okay.
tying into navigate being tied to survival.
Let me see if I have a thing for that.
You have
No.
people piggyback off of your...
Yeah, I have a piggyback thing. Yeah. Not yet. Yeah, so not yet. So let's go and roll roll the normal amount of dice, sadly. Alright, that's 4.
Difficulty 3.
Nice.
So you
Nice.
succeed.
Good.
So the fact that each magic effect, and these were separate issues that you and Janest have managed to work out, it would mean that the Heart Eater was after what he usually is. He's after the living tissue. He wants to jack bodies and minds and get as many little guys in his collection of assuming direct controlisms as he can.
Puppets.
Whoever was, yeah, his little puppet show. Like Punch and Judy, but even more abuse than usual in those. Which is a lot! Anyway, the non-living effect means that this might have been some kind of accident. It seems like the other person might have been interested in taking or seizing material possessions. Maybe in terms of attracting the non-organic tissue, in terms of some of it is frozen in the air in very weird places, like it was drifting towards something. Like a lot of the people's coins and silver and bits and fragments, micro pieces of jade ovals that a few of the more well-to-do patrons of the establishment had, because it's a nice, like, a middle-classes restaurant. It appears like they were frozen in the air. And as a matter of fact, they're still frozen there.
So yeah, essentially like a bomb. They threw a bomb down in this this spot.
A very minor version of matter touching antimatter.
Right, and yeah, and you're telling me that the effect of this bomb is that everything that got turned into opal was directly taken by the Heart Eater and is now somewhere else? Or and is now like part of their collection of stuff, and
Gavel's
everything that's
gonna... Go ahead.
And then everything that's turned to iron is like side effect of things that are unnecessary in this sort of scenario here.
That's part of that, and with 8 successes, Janest just found the other missing part of this puzzle that is needed to kind of complete this. This mind jacking effect. Who does it work on? The limits.
The limits. Well, it didn't seem to work too well on other exalts, for instance. Otherwise, it seems to work on humans just as well as animals.
What if they don't have to be alive humans? What if it can do ghosts?
So you're telling me that the reason that we haven't seen any ghosts is because the ghosts is what the Heart Eater was after, and they just got taken away.
Yeah, it seemed like his goal here was to kill a crap load of people and then just take their ghosts for himself.
Right. Oh, that definitely seems to make a lot more sense now.
And actually, nickel and dime, I think you named these, Lythander. Boss is a big proponent of diversity in the workplace.
Sorry, I'm a little lost here. Who are nickel and dime?
Those curses that I punched
The
out
curses.
of those, 2 gentlemen in Gavel's army.
Okay.
Yeah, they...
Good stuff.
Yeah, the Heart Eater pawn condition crystallized into
Yes,
two
they
little
are going
coins.
to be very nice.
Little nubbins. Okay,
Is
good.
that right,
Little
Nickel and
gubbins.
The second Janest sees them, she has her scythe pointed at them.
Don't you dare hurt them. I already lost a child, and I'm not going to let another one die.
I actually forgot that
person
the
who
coins
did that
talked.
is going to pay immensely.
And yeah, I actually forgot that the coins talked. I didn't remember. I forgot about that. Anyway, yeah. And then with that, realizing that this was some kind of micro bomb effect, I'm gonna see if because you mentioned that they stole some papers.
Papers, please.
The jade is jade, so I can more or less put together why would they be stealing jade, because it's jade.
Yes,
it's
one of the magic materials.
Can I just say something that I just realized?
It's magic
Go
materials.
The papers that they stole are probably the papers that Gavel have in her possession right now to try to frame her.
Well, that's what I want to find out. I'm gonna go see.
Oh, sorry, I'm just saying, out of character, that's what my brain is going to.
Yeah, because the ghosts were clearly whisked away by magical means. But if they took papers immediately, that means that the person who took them or who possibly cast that spell was here to take them.
Also, Rex, Since I knew we were going into this with the dead bodies, I did have Spirit Cutting Glance activated.
Yeah,
Which
you
means
also
that-
notice the disturbing lack of spirits in the area.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I did have that activated all along. I just my brain phased out of existence for a little bit, and I apologize.
All right,
Happens
and
to
yeah,
everyone,
we're gonna
don't
go.
worry, man.
We're gonna go to where I keep my my documents in the or to where people usually keep the documents, filed away, stuff like orders and registration for like inventory and so like that. Go there and investigate.
Go ahead and give me a embassy roll, difficulty 7.
Embassy. All right, I'll take it.
Roll.
Excellency.
folks.
And you could add whatever merit gives you standing for the Golden Hawk restaurant chain.
What do you mean by that?
Like, if you have, like, artifact, business, whatever.
Or backing or
yeah.
contacts.
Yeah, which
Oh, yeah,
that
so,
falls under, you can add that to your dice pool, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I'll just add resources. Like for my 3 resources.
A bit of an edge case of that, but I'll allow it.
Or influence. I could add influence too.
Influence would suit better.
Hey!
Oh my
look
God!
at that.
Hey!
Woo! 9
Oh,
successes.
yeah. Stop being so
I
loud.
only saw the 110.
9 successes,
Woo!
my goodness.
9 successes. I'm going to give you fucking everything about this plot point then. Strap yourself down. Your third eye activates.
Da-da-da-da.
So, what immediately becomes clear to you is the exact reason why this restaurant was targeted. The Golden
I
Hawk
see.
organization is one of the most premier food chains alongside the coast of the Dreaming Sea. And one of the reasons for this is they're very good eyes for picking out locations.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes to you as you go towards the office and start looking through things. You glance towards Janest pointing her spear at the coins, and at the angle
Scythe.
Lythander is toward the street as he's trying to protect his baby sons. And
The
then
feng
at the
shui-
lamppost.
The feng shui is immaculate.
This place is at an intersection. A very important intersection. This is at a minor confluence of dragon lines in the city.
Yeah.
Less on this building.
Oh, cool. So essentially, we have. So the reason we are so successful is because we have good feng shui. Is what you're trying to tell me?
Yes.
Dragon's
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
I just got finished reading part 8, so I'm very excited about that idea.
You have experienced Kino.
I've experienced
goodness.
Norisuke Higashikata's the Fourth's plan.
Mm-hmm.
Your cast mark is like your asshole. You can't just go around showing it to other people.
Exactly.
Oh no, that's why I was banned from like 30 states.
That's why you're banned from the Blessed Isle, yeah! Anyway, not enough to form a domain or a manse or anything like that, but enough to positively influence the business of this place, and perhaps more importantly, more ambient essence pops up around here as the blood of creation travels through it.
The blood of the innocents.
This is why this place is targeted, because a lot of power is here, and that is why you realize is why the paperwork was taken. What was specifically taken was the ledger.
The ledger.
The ledger.
So,
ledge.
Rex, I'm sorry, I'm a little stupid. You're going to have to explain to me what a ledger is.
So a ledger is what you put economics into, such as, okay, I spent $20 on this, so I'm going to put this in my ledger so that I can go back to say, alright, this is our annual budget and this is what's being taken out.
Yeah, it's your notebook of financial transactions.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
That's a better way of putting it than what I just said.
So every time this particular facility spent money or made money through some means or other, it was written down and placed in the ledger. And that's what it is.
And given the confluence of places that this place is built, again, 9 successes on a roll, plus your own
Mhm.
experience with the industry, This place was probably pretty solidly in the black and doing fairly well, just from being near both a convenient place for a lot of people to get to in the economic district and just magically drawing people to it from being in such a great metaphysical location.
Right.
The actual value of the money taken isn't what's really important. What's important is that it was a symbol of success.
Hmm. So he's trying to. So what you're telling me is this guy's trying to ruin this. Is literally trying to ruin me. Like by destroying the foundation of the place, creating doubt, doing some kind of uprooting from the base level of the institution.
Uh-huh. And then stealing your customers' ghosts and binding them into his service.
Shithead.
Correct.
All right.
Additionally, one more thing you realize is there's one more culprit you haven't noticed until now.
There is. It was you.
Pointing at the sky as you realize, wait a minute. If this was in a geomantic confluence like this, there should have been protections on it from local spirits. There should have been a god of this neighbor, a god assigned to the major economic city of the major trade port who should have been overlooking this. Why weren't they? There has to be a collaborator. There has to be someone who let this big explosion of hijacking and money and murder happen.
That's right.
This is normally the kind of thing that the powers that be in the terrestrial bureaucracy would have had some way of mitigating this, if not stopping it outright. But nope, this seems to have gone off without a hitch, which immediately makes you suspicious that, hey, maybe someone upstairs is fucking with things for some kind of unspecified reason another player discovered.
All right. Another player as in
Gavel.
Gavel.
Me!
All right. Time to... All right. And I explain all this information to everyone on the room.
Well, it sounds like this is a whole big clusterfuck, ain't it?
True enough. If they weren't... Well, if whoever let this happen wasn't bought, there's a couple of options about how this could have... They could have let this happen. Either they were in on it and had an interest in uprooting the business and uprooting my parent company. 2, they were bought off somehow. Or 3, they were threatened in some way. And right now we're going off on a limb. Either of the 3 seems plausible. Whatever happened here clearly could have been prevented. The fact that it wasn't might be the key to uncovering how we get, how we find out who did it and crush them.
This, you said his name was the Economy or something. Does he just jump from host to host, or is it more like a puppeteer pulling the strings? Is there a center guy we could track down?
As far as I understand it, seems to be, as Lythander explained, some kind of curse. The host doesn't seems to mostly remotely control their puppets through this curse with individual vessels. It doesn't seem that they're jumping from person to person, more that they're spreading their influence abound multiple targets. They could be able to control upwards of any number of people at the same time.
Hey, you got any more ingredients? I don't know, squirreled away. This is a restaurant and all. Weird question, but I swear I'm going somewhere with this.
Well, I could check the refrigerator. We We always keep extra in there just in case.
I believe this would be the icebox in this tech level.
Yes, this is the icebox. The icebox. Got patties. We have some more ground beef, chicken.
The salted meat, that's what's preserving it rather than ice, actually, now that I think about it. That's still too high-tech level for most of the setting.
Yeah,
so it's
it would be
salt
it would be salted meat and stuff like ground beef and chicken.
Yeah, so she's not paying attention to that. She goes for the vegetables.
Oh, yeah, right.
A lot of bok choy and various brassica-descended stuff, and she picks this up. She pulls off, like, a little seed or stem, and then it starts mass multiplying in her hand. Enough to the point it starts spilling out of her cupped hands and onto the floor. Now, I have an idea. It might get me in trouble with some of the locals, but, I can look through these. It's like this one little magic thing that lets me grow and look through stuff size. Keep an eye open. Maybe I could find the puppeteer if we... Maybe a bit of invasion of privacy, but against someone like this...
We'll take what I can get. And the help is appreciated, as always.
At this level, her anima is actively starting to flare up, so... In addition to the active plant growing effects, you can see some weeds just starting to burst up beneath the floorboards, kind of wrecking the shop already again as her anima goes to active.
But we might need to start moving back out.
Sorry.
It's gonna be a little bit of a cleanup duty for the time being. I'll get somebody on it. In the meantime, I need somebody assigned to I need somebody else assigned to the restaurants to keep an eye out. I don't want them to be at risk. Do you think? You said you could look through the eyes of these vegetables, correct?
Yep, once they're grown a bit more, and it shouldn't take more than a few minutes for that.
Do vegetables have memory? This is a weird question to know.
It's very ironic you just asked about that in a session with someone who does have plant servants, but in these case, like, talking to the little gods ain't easy. It's not really something animals I can kind of work with, but can't really say much in the way of plants. Although,
okay,
I may have an idea for that. Yeah.
But yeah. Main thing I'm still wondering is, like, the person.
I got it.
Ooh.
She gestures, and one of the seeds in her hand blooms into what we'd recognize as a fly trap. Plants that eat. These think a bit more, don't they? They gotta reach out and grab flies or whatever shit. These might have enough memories for this.
Well, to an extent, I think that it's less reaching out and more just placing themselves and having if I recall correctly, it's like I had it explained to me, it's more like a sort of like spring trap mechanism. It just sort of waits for the thing to come up, and then, by thing sends neurons, and then what, it's not important. What matters is, I think you're onto something, but I don't. But what I really need is to recall if they could see what the person who came in and took the documents looked like. Because I know the souls were taken away by magical means. They were lured away. So this could have happened without leaving the trace of, like, a body behind for us to look for.
But in order to bind them, you'd have to be close.
It's true. But they had to go inside the shop to grab the papers. So we might be able to find out, who came over based on that. Like they came in, they came in close. The place where I keep the vegetables was open by the time. Should have been able to see it from my office.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. Keep an eye out and see if I find anyone else acting funny
Right.
for this.
Real lifesaver, Janest. Couldn't have done it without you.
Question for the other guy, though. You said you were able to break these curses,
Sort
right?
of, maybe. Not really, but yes.
Can I have one of those coins for a
You could
sec?
do to it.
I'm gonna plant it.
I mean,
I guess money does grow on trees. Give it to her.
I will
I
hand
could give it a
I
shot,
will
see if
take
that could work.
a dime. Do you mind? Do you want me
Yes.
to plant it?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
we'll
go
do the
ahead and
investment
invest
then.
me. That's what I'm for.
And invest you into the fucking ground. Die.
No! Dime! Now I'm left with just a sticky nickel.
Da 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 da.
Naruto's sadness and sorrow theme plays.
Berserk OST number 3 Gatsu theme.
All of the
Eclipse theme
sad,
starts playing.
all of the sad fanfares at the same time.
Emotional Yu Yu
I will put
Hakusho
that on, don't you
music
dare touch me.
playlist.
Oh no, I meant
Do
just
not.
one
That is
song.
going to get us copywritten.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
okay,
fine.
you can do that. You can do that if you want.
Why is that a thing?
All right,
Yu Yu
so,
Hakusho emotional soundtrack
Janest-
with rainy mood.
I wasn't lying.
Of course. Alright, so Janest takes Dime and just kind of goes outside and buries him, like, by the dirt near the entrance to the establishment. Now, this might take a day or so to bear fruit, but she spends another 2 motes on this, so she is now halfway to bonfire.
Alright, I guess I feel like we might need to get you like a cover or something. If you got on the street all flared up like that.
What's wrong? A few passers-by, like, even late at night, are just kind of staring at the giant glowing green woman, just what the hell is going on?
She's
can
an
I just say
alien.
one thing? Why does Yu Yu Hakusho
Go
music
ahead.
hit hard? I'm already starting to cry.
Well, I know the reason
Is it that
why.
you're crying over, or is it the incoming death of your son, Dime?
Yes.
A
That's
little bit
fair.
of both.
Phil Collins, Vegeta in Rain, Phil Collins video starts playing.
Crying over a mind control coin who was only just born. It was a bag of chips, never opened, never enjoyed.
Thank you, George.
So, alright, that has been thoroughly planted, so is there any other stuff you'd like to do at the crime scene? Lythander, anything you'd like to try out?
Let's see. I need to check my character sheet for a split second here. Do I even have anything that I can do here? Can I use some sagacity to see what type of curse that this might have been in conjunction with the Heart Eater?
Go ahead.
Alright. Do you mind if I use
Oh,
Fortitude
and,
for the
so-
roll, or...
So,
Fortitude's appropriate.
oh, and before I forget, Rex, I want to try to confirm what you're trying to do here with Janest. You're trying to plant the coin so that you can reverse engineer.
6 successes.
So you can reverse hack, so you can reverse mind hack the coin, so that you can access the information network from the Curse Boys. So that you can find out to see who it was that took the papers.
That is correct, yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty much that Geth mission from Mass Effect 3.
She
Very
is
sick.
essentially doing a mix of making the antidote from the snake's poison, as well as doing the aforementioned reverse engineering of tracing the problem back to its roots, literally.
The poison's poisoned, full of poison.
And now that is enough successes to identify the other culprit. Hey, this is more alchemical magic.
I see.
You look very closely, and you could see some of those strange designs on the inorganic materials, Lythander, that we in the modern world would recognize as circuitry.
This somewhat seems... So, question, do we have SSD on standby still that we could call them for their expertise?
You have a rough idea as to where they are. You could send out a message to them, throughout their fax machine charm that I established them having.
I would like to also contact CPU as well. Oh wait, no, they're dead.
I was about to say, Champoor United's dead as a doornail.
As far as you know, they are in narrative abeyance right now.
They're being repaired. Got it.
The only other alchemical we know is Radiant Argent Mist, but it couldn't possibly be them.
Wait a second. Wasn't Radiant
And
Argent Mist
actually,
the
as
person
Lythander
who
looks-
poisoned everybody?
Nope. And as you realize, and 6 successes isn't enough to get additional information out of this. Hey, those are bits of Hey, the weird interaction with, let me rephrase this. The interaction with the opal and the iron points to this being a pressure-based explosion. And you start to realize there is one of the magical materials associated with pressure, because each, from context clues and meeting 2 or 3 other alchemicals so far, each one of them is made out of one of the magical materials. There is a material called adamant, which is kind of the black sheep of the materials family, because there aren't any that you know of that exclusively use it. Solars resonate with everything, but it's magical hyperdiamond. You see tiny chunks of adamant just formed in between the slivers of opal and iron, just as this pressure of 2 opposing magical forces waged against each other. This was an adamant cast alchemical.
Adamant cast alchemical. And Radiant Argent Mist was a
Moon silver.
moon silver cast. Right.
And one more thing. Hey, you sense a whiff on the air of the poison.
Suck out the poison.
From your lunar senses, I could give this to you for free. Whoever did this is the same person who was doing the pickpocketing and poisoning trick to steal a shitload of money back in the Fight Club.
Okay, so they are more of a scumbag than I thought they were.
What's up?
So I made a few connections of,
Please repeat what you said back to this character, because my brain is mush for some reason.
I get you. It's like we're recording later than usual. I completely understand. The other culprit, aside from the Heart Eater, was an adamant cast alchemical. The reaction of the mass death and explosion happened because of 2 opposing magical forces colliding with and interacting very badly with each other. In narrative terms, at least one of them, if not both, botched on a roll.
Okay.
And moreover, tying that in with Adam, hey, this seems oddly unlucky. Like if someone was able to influence, say, destiny or fate in some way. Perhaps break it, you might even say.
There we go. Title drop.
Let's fucking go! But yeah, essentially, but what do you mean by unlucky?
Basically, as he said,
trying
that
to
they
say?
messed up a roll, meaning that something, like, if they did this correctly, this probably wouldn't have ended this badly, and or there wouldn't be this much evidence.
The collateral damage was completely unanticipated from both of them. It's
I see.
what you're able to tell by putting your opposing evidence lockers together.
I see.
So an alchemical...
It definitely makes sense.
That son of a gun, who I keep on forgetting their name, even though they poisoned everyone.
The
No, it
Heart
wasn't the
Eater.
Heart Eater that poisoned everybody. Oh, okay.
No, it was the alchemical that did it.
Yes, but the Alchemical and the Heart Eater were accomplices.
No, they looked like they were
Or rather,
adversaries.
no.
The Alchemical and the Heart Eater were.
The alchemical might have been technically trying
So I
to
could give
help,
it to you.
but I highly doubt that.
Anyway, yeah, I think
So, what kind of these metal guys? There's one of the magic ones, right? Which one was this guy?
it's one of the magic guys. Which one was this guy?
It was the alchemical that poisoned everyone. Had strings, I believe, and was pickpocketing people
Yes.
while they were throwing up. I was selling people Pepto-Bismol, as I like to call it, because of the abysmal aftertaste. How dare you?
Did taste
That
pretty
was
fucking
my
rank.
own brew. How dare you?
Yeah, it worked. It just tastes
How
like crap.
dare
Medicine's
you?
supposed to taste like
We all
crap.
know the best medicine tastes like bubble. No, tastes like tree gum.
Bubba
And shot.
Sparks.
Okay, back on topic for a sec. I like bits as much as anyone, but a
Yeah,
bunch
go,
of people
let's go
just
fast.
fucking died.
Did they, though?
Yes, that's true.
Did they?
So, I think I may have seen this guy once. If I have a bad feeling about this guy.
What was he made?
What did you say he was made of?
He was made... Adam, yes.
Adamant.
Yes, sorry.
Adamant. Magical hyper diamond.
Yes.
Shit, I was afraid of that. I ran into him once outside of the city.
Right. You did. Well, you did. When?
Called
When?
himself,
You mean
I think his name was
CPU?
GPU or some such.
G.
Um,
Okay.
Blast.
No,
I've
GPU.
seen a GPU before.
GPU.
Grand Purveyor of the Unknown or something?
That name sounds familiar. I know that name. I've heard that name before. God dang it. I'm gonna make a roll to search my memory.
Go ahead.
I guess
Out of character. I don't know if you have met this character before. Maybe in the backstory.
I don't think we have.
Oh,
I
actually,
think
no,
they've
we
been
haven't?
mentioned,
Okay.
But
Actually,
I know the names. I know the acronym GPU has been mentioned, and I think I even said it as a joke when Medi was on.
yes. That's true. So
He
yeah,
was a
I'm retracting that, yeah.
Yeah, alright. He was a pretty big sorcerer, and I know there's multiple levels of this shit. I'm talking the kinds of stuff that you can't normally do. The kinds of stuff that only, like, the real special exalts can get. You ever heard of something called a magma kraken?
Well, Lythander, didn't you fight one of those? Just like a
you
few
fight it
moments-
You fight it by beating over the sorcerer that cast it. It's like imagine fighting an earthquake, but the earthquake has fire tentacles and is made of lava.
Right. Makes sense.
Out of character. This is the upgrade to Death of Obsidian Butterflies.
Yo, let's go. Sick.
As for what the solar level circle sorcery, it's a nuke,
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Bop.
complete with radiation damage and everything.
Oh, lovely.
Aw. That could be
All you gotta
you
do is
people.
speak the name of
Sorry, I
Gavel's
just,
boss, and everything is
got back.
exploding.
Who's Gavel's boss?
Lythander, the Prince of Hell, whose name is the most powerful destructive magic. That's the hyper upgrade to Death of Obsidian Butterflies. Janest was just discussing that GPU has access to Celestial Circle Sorcery, so he could cast the super Death of Obsidian Butterflies, Magma Kraken.
Right.
Can I learn that?
You can.
Once you hit Essence 3, yeah.
I can't learn Essence 3 necromancies.
There is a dead version of that, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, I understand.
So, he's got access to some real potent shit, and the question is, why is he pickpocketing people? Like, the main reason I met him was when I killed that, like, mini Ishvara. He was one of the people that the lady sent to help me, the ring eater. Lythander, you know that name. That's one of the people who trained you. That's like one of the big old Lunars in the area.
I don't remember them at all.
That's the memory wipe.
That's disco.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, now why was he slumming around stealing money and jit? It ain't the money it's after, it's the material.
Yep. Raw material.
So whatever he is, he's planning something big.
Sheesh, they both. Two planners in cahoots. I certainly don't like the sound of that.
Man, this is real fucking complicated real quick. Should've known what I was walking into when I came to the big intrigue city.
Alright. Are we sure we're gonna... Before we get back to the arena, are we sure we're gonna be okay just leaving the tree by itself?
There's some weeds that my anima put up. I can keep an eye on it through there. If anything happens, I'll just hop from leaf to leaf and be back here in a jiffy.
Maybe so.
I got like a short range little... It'll be easier if I show you. She spends another moat, and her cocoon... All the weeds growing around her just start growing and growing and weaving into a cocoon.
Right.
It pops, and then a similar cocoon appears on a rooftop hundreds of feet away. Just as she pops out of some hapless woman's garden who is just kind of wandering the night, she screams, "Ah! I'm over here now!" I'll see you later! She's now trying to apologize to the woman whose garden she trampled.
Alright, I think we got just about all we could here. I will, however, send one last message. I did say we need all the help we can get after all, so I'll keep an eye on the rest of the entertainment district. No doubt this place has enough material for this guy. I'd want to come back. And I know just who to call. I'm gonna put in put in a call for Nue.
Okay, reaching out to SSD via various economic means. I'm sure you just pay a runner or something to find the man made of screaming animal metal. Not too hard to find.
Yeah.
Alright, so you get a response back relatively quickly and with kind of panicked all caps text. She's on her way. She's racing an army to get here.
No worries.
The jellyfish are coming in panicked underlined text.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I thought I was friends with them.
You are.
Oh wait, yeah, no, that's right. I'm friends with everyone.
I meant more times you're friends with them. Everyone else in this city.
Lythander, you think you can maybe keep them busy?
I can try to talk to them. No promises.
Not now. Well, probably not now. But we probably won't have time to keep them too busy before the fight. But
Bzz.
Yeah.
Bzz, bzz, bzz. There's a bee.
Oh.
There's a bee?
Mr. B. Or Miss B.
Bzz. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Yes.
Hey, Aura, this bee has the same mark around its eye as the fake Janest.
Ranged combat check to do a cool kung fu movie trick and trap the bee inside the barrel of my devil caster.
Go ahead with a stunt.
Uh-huh. It's 5 successes.
The bee, in one sweeping motion, you scoop it up into the barrel of your gun and jam it against the floor. Bzz, 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 bzz.
I know what you are.
Which is when another bee with the same mark lands on your shoulder. Bzz.
Oh,
It looks more annoyed than anything, as much as a bee can look annoyed. Followed by a third bee, and a fourth, and a fifth,
Uh-oh.
and many, many more.
It's time to go.
All
They're
right.
not attacking or moving aggressively or even making moves to sting. It seems like... Are they making an arrow?
The arrow's pointing at...
A side alley.
All right, I'm deep enough into this shit to risk getting fucked over by an army of bees. I remove the barrel from the ground, let the bee out, and go toward the alleyway.
Okay, the swarm of bees follows you. And
You're going to get stabbed.
one of them gestures for Lythander to follow.
I have a gun. It's fine. I've brought.
You love
I
New
have
York.
I love New York City. I have a gun.
Do you also tag along, Lythander?
Yes, I do. I follow the bee.
Okay, the bee perches on the rim of your glasses.
Okay.
And once you get to the corner of the alley, the whole air around you seems to still as the bees swarm onto each other and begin to merge. The gossamer wings and the black and yellow on the bees all start to flow together into a goopy mess as they start to melt into each other. S coagulates, forms arms and legs, and then takes the form of a woman. The fake straw maiden Janest.
So, I don't believe we've met before.
You'll pardon me if I don't use my real face around here.
Oh, understandable. We don't want those dirty face stealers to steal it.
Gives you a wink. Ah, Lythander.
Yes.
Never changed, do
Oh
ya?
no, I do quite a lot. I have no idea who I am anymore.
Oh, fuck.
Who are you?
Man. Leopard wasn't kidding,
Where am I?
was he?
I transform into an old man. Where
You have
am
no
I?
idea.
Where's my cranberry juice?
This happens every single day.
What do you mean it happens
Anyway.
every day?
Anyway,
Oh, I was just checking on this. I was partially here to check on your training. What the hell happened to you?
never mind that. We'll deal
I
with it
transform
later.
back into my normal state.
Anyway,
Well,
let's
see,
see.
a lot of things happened to me. My memory was ripped
What's the
apart
deal?
by a heart eater. Wait, no, it was a sidereal prick with a Venus tattoo on his forehead, which, honestly, that Venus is going to be a penis shoved straight through his skull.
Gonna have to censor that one.
Actually, no.
Okay.
Well, maybe. So she tenses her hands together, and she leans on the scythe that, as you look closer, the scythe is also made of
Ow!
liquid.
Yay.
And as a matter of fact, just has a green coat of paint sprayed on it to make it look like Janest's weapon.
alright. So what's this about?
Well, initially I was here to brief you on the jellyfish army that bastard is.
Oh, you
Stinger
mean
is
my
sending
friend?
in, but
Yeah. Good. Yeah,
Shadow
we
Fang Vanguard ain't your friend.
What do you mean?
kid.
He said it.
Do not.
We were friends after I accidentally saw them spy.
Yeah, we kind of we ended up finding that out on our own.
Before anything else, let's get this out of the way. Snaps her fingers, and a lunar cast mark is on her forehead.
Yep. Knew it.
My name is Tanisa Ringeater, and though Lythander may have forgotten it, I was one of his teachers.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Or is it ma'am? I forget.
You're Nue's partner, ain't you?
Exactly right. At your Adam of the Golden Hawk. At your service.
Right. Don't worry about us getting spied on. I got more bees keeping a lookout. So, about this Sidereal, ain't a surprise that's one of those fucking us. They're the ones that screwed us, all our ancestors, over all those millennia ago. Actually, ancestors ain't even the right word. Some of those bastards are still around.
Don't worry. Once I'm
Word
done
to the
with
wise.
them, there won't be.
You know, you ain't the first one of the new guys that have tried to take down Mahasuchi or Roxy or what have you. Probably won't be the last, because...
No, I will be.
Maybe save that for later and focus on the giant army in our midst, but before that...
Oh, we also need to take care of a demon that's going to be summoned.
There's a what?
Yes, there's a demon going to be summoned.
Now, when you say demon, I'm guessing you mean second circle or up?
I think it's a... Didn't we see that it was a third or a fourth?
Well, I ain't heard of any solars in the area who can
Oh,
pull
it's
off
not
those
a
kinds of
solar,
tricks.
it's a, what was it? I forget.
God, the Sidereal really did a number on you, kid. Out of character, it was, the alchemical.
Oh, it's an alchemical
GPU.
trying to do it. Giant perforated unanimous prick. GP poo.
Okay, this GP poo. What kind of chosen did you say he was? I didn't
Alchemical.
recognize the god that. I have no idea what that word means.
Oh, it means that they're, not organic.
Like they're made of rocks?
No, metal? Almost like an iron or a steel, some brass, some copper, some gold. Like this is
So like if somebody
like my friend
shoved
Nickel
a
over
soul.
here.
Hiya. What the hell is that?
My son Nickel. His brother Dime apparently
Oh.
just got turned into a tree.
It happens.
Yes, I know.
That she actually seems much less surprised by than anything else. Folds her arms. So, the Sidereal. What do you know about him?
Sorry, what was that again?
How did he mess... She's asking, like, what the Sidereal did to you.
That's the issue. I don't remember. They punched holes in my brainium cranium.
Do you remember what they used to do it?
No.
Out of character, you did see something in the flashback that could point to that. He used a sword made of pure star
Oh, yes,
metal.
thank you. I remember you telling. It was made out of pure star metal.
That? What? That's the rarest magic material. Why would you have a pure sword made of... You could just coat the edges with it. What the... What?
Yeah, no, I don't know. My memory is foggy if you haven't heard me say it.
No. I believe you on the fact that this absolutely ridiculous fucking weapon. It's just... I guess... Star metal can have something to do with the mind and the spirit, so... Did he stab the memories out of you?
I don't know. I believe so.
Yeah, that checks out with... Oh, son of a bitch. That's what it is, isn't it? It's It's one of those... Should have paid more attention to those reports. What do you people know about legendary weapons? Are you much into the field of the big fancy diclaves and big meteor hammers? There's a whole subfield that you could look into in your own time. It's fascinating, but there is a particularly infamous blade that no one remembers the name of, because only the person who taps into its power is able to even remember what the damn thing looks like. Everyone else just sees them holding empty air. It's a very forgettable weapon, supernaturally so. It's hard to even tell you're being stabbed until it's through your chest because of it. I'd have heard that something matching that description is what ended up offing one of my past students a couple 100 years back, but I thought they had just carted it off to somewhere else in that spits to the sky. Up there. Fuckers did nothing to help us with the contagion. Anyway. That could definitely explain what happened to you if it was done through the power of that sword. Essentially what she's saying is that a 5-dot artifact was
Yes,
involved.
just like this one. I look at my ring.
Oh, good, you found the Gavel again.
Yeah.
That's good. Moonsilver
Wait,
Carapace was very proud
what
of
was it called
making
again?
that.
The
The Gavel.
Gavel.
Spelled Gaol.
I just called it my pocket dimension.
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it.
Say
Don't
it.
think it, don't say it.
The jail!
It's a
It's
jail!
the jail!
I mean, my wife's in there, so I mean...
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Some soul steel was used into it. It makes sense to
Oh
be a
God,
ghost
I have
behind
to
it.
destroy it now. I promised a kid I'd destroy all soul steel.
You and everybody else wants to get rid of that fucking thing. But anyway, there was a trick that I saw Carapace use this one time too. There's this one evil god that we were beating the crap out of back when we were establishing Mount Namas, that a territory we were trained out all the way across the Dreaming Sea. Leopard and I run it, but evil god trying to teleport away to stop us from ripping out his throat, and just held up the ring, and instead of going to its sanctum, it went right inside the ring, jumped in and finished it off on the spot. There's a trick in there that lets you futz about with anyone who tries to run away. Magically, is what I'm saying. Given that Sidereals love pulling that trick, that could be real useful against them as
So
well.
basically you're saying use my ring as a weapon. Got it.
That is exactly what I'm saying. You could corner the bastards used through that.
That explains why I was able to put a soul steel titan in there.
A what? You put a Force Strider in
Yes.
there?
I mean, it constantly expands the more I walk around. And apparently it also goes with
Her
my
eyes
memories as
actively
well.
light up at... Her eyes actively light up at this. You got a whole damn War Strider! Oh, this is
Don't
gonna
you
be
dare
useful.
touch it. My children have already been killed. One by my own party member, who is going to get the wrath of Lunar struck upon them. Because no one goes after my children.
Wait, you mean the kid that got axed back in the first age?
Wait, what?
I remember
Wait, what?
Carapace talking about her once. Might not have been my place to speak. I'm sorry.
Lythander just gets down on his knees and starts crying and say, "But we saw somebody who said they've seen her, damn it!"
I've heard rumors about these kind of shish kebab corpses that stitch together and then keep walking around, but they also have an anima banner, so they might be exalts of some kind, or...
It should have been me! It should have been me!
Yeah, you probably... I've heard that they get real attached to some people, so... Anyway, best of luck finding her again if she's back up and mobile again. Though, might not be the same person she was, because hundreds of people have tried to bring back the dead all over the course of history, and it ain't never worked. Oh, speaking of dead and horrible things, the other main reason I'm here is... You may have heard about the jellyfish coming along this way.
We have.
Oh no.
We have been notified. Yes.
Someone heard about whatever idiot's trying to summon Octavian, and is going to take advantage of the proceedings and using the Nexus of Power here to sack the city. Or at least pillage it and seize people for whatever sick, twisted jelly experiments he has planned for that sunken kingdom of his. Here's the issue. Goldman, Adam, Aura, whatever you say your name was. You know the reason the sun picked you?
Gay.
Not entirely.
Well, I could give a bit of a reason for that. Generally, the Unconquered Sun only exalts people who know what's going on in terms of the right thing. He pays attention to everyone who's high and mighty in different ways, be it like a warrior fighting to protect their people for the dawns, or a wise sage seeking out the secrets to benefit their people for twilights, so on and so forth. Above all else, the main criteria Sol uses for his chosen is morality. Luna ain't like that. Have I been the best person throughout the course of my life? No. I've done some things I'm not proud of, starting back when I first lit up back in the Contagion. Same with Leopard, maybe even worse, depending on who you ask, but Luna likes survivors. They pick out people who survive overwhelming odds that they really shouldn't have and give them the extra boost to make them into real world-changing heroes. That does not make them a good person. From what I know about this man, he survived some kind of horrible fairy poison that killed a lot of other people in this mercenary group or something he was part of. And he took the blessing from Luna as a sign that he was destined to rule over people. Like as a god monster all above him. That's why he signed up with the Shadow Fang Vanguard. Those are all those fuckers up northeast who love positioning themselves up in the power structure that even Roxy would blanch at.
Right.
What I'm
Definitely.
saying is that 100 Venom Stingers is a threat, and no matter what he says, he is not your friend.
He said so himself.
Makes sense.
No, he is not. He would throw you aside at first glance if he thinks it would further whatever cause, and honestly, from what I've seen of similar people in the past, from the Vanguard, he would throw others chosen of the moon under the bus to the Wild Hunt or the Sidereals or whoever the hell else we're trying to beat the crap out of to save his own hide.
Oh, sounds like me for real.
I trained you.
This is a joke. This
Yes,
is a joke.
I know as such. You inherited your horrible sense of humor from Leopard.
I love that old man.
He's only middle-aged as far as moons go.
He's old. I'm ancient, he's cryptic.
You only lit up 10 years ago.
Yes,
We've been around for centuries.
Yeah, so you're cryptic.
I do so enjoy speaking to the younger generation. It is such an enjoyable experience.
No, it isn't. It really isn't, and I apologize.
Oh, the last detail that I wanted to mention is I got the itch. Some call it fever or stoking of internal essence to get outside the kingdom and knock over some sandcastles over here. Ooh. And just so you know, the big Fight Club tournament is for a moon-aspected manse. Meaning you or I, Lythander, if we could win, we could juice that for all it's worth and get the most mileage out of it.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to win now. Got it.
I mean, even if I win, I'd let you sub-attune to it, but it'd be under my command.
That is very fair, but if we do fight each other, do you want to just do rock, paper, scissors for it instead?
You do see that fight against that idiot with the mahjong did seem razor thin.
Tedious. My head hurts still. Who plays mahjong?
I know. I've always been a bit fans of a lot more of the social game, so to speak. playing cards and gateway and such for intrigue rather than for the thrill of the game or whatnot. I met this one demon this one time, Sigareth, the queen of games. She's an absolute asshole. Trapped one of my apprentices inside of a game piece, and Leopard had to go and rip her ass open to get it back. And by that I mean for some inane reason he played fair by the rules and won our apprentice back to us. Why he didn't just beat the shit out of her, I don't know. So, just a warning that you better get ready for tomorrow because things are going to come to a head. That's the new moon, so whoever's going to be behind Octavian is going to try and call him forth. Now, this can go one of two ways. Either he binds it and then does whatever he wants with it, or Octavian is loose. Both of those are bad, because his big claim to fame is conquering over a major section of Malpheus, and that is not easy to do. He's probably going to try and take over this whole city if he slips the leash, so to speak. And then if the asshole does manage to loop him up with the surrender oaths and get him to listen, then gods know what he's going to do with it. I'm going to do what I can to try and investigate and pick up on the sentiment tonight. I have some of my people in Moontouch scouring the area. I will keep you updated if I find out what he's up to.
Understood. Thanks for your assistance.
Yeah, normally I was going to keep up the big, high and mighty, mysterious act, but A, baby Lythander boy is in trouble here, and B, the Vanguard's making a move, and it seems like our Cold War with them might go hot. I'm going to have to send a message to Mahasuchi just to make sure that we don't go into all-out war with them.
True. And depending on who...
the old wolf goat, but I have to.
And depending on who's involved in this, seems whatever deity's responsible for keeping these kinds of incidents from happening is having a real off day, so to speak.
Yeah, it could be something to do with the city god is dead. Something happened to the god of the city. That's why Tenpen Meshi was able to move in.
That's what it
There's
was.
also this weird little apocalypse cult that this one crazy powerful earth elemental is running, but I feel like that takes low priority compared to all this other shit going on. For another day, maybe.
Right. We'll keep in touch. If you find Nue, she has direct communication to me. She'll be able to get back in touch in case anything happens and we can get called out and get some work done.
That's the soul link for you.
Until then...
Seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
Turns back into a swarm of bees and flies away.
Alright.
She begins chasing a hapless passerby on the sidewalk for kicks.
Oh god, I love
Alright,
that.
last thing we gotta do is get back to Gavel and put all of our information together. Gavel.
Studio laugh track.
Our boss.
Oh yes, the person who stole my entire clan underneath me.
Is that what happened?
Well, I mean, you know how the people that are beetles worship me.
Anyway, we
Yes,
should get
we
back.
should.
George Lucas scene right back towards the inn. Go ahead, and I will take a sip of my drink as you debrief.
Okay.
Alright. So, guess we had a pretty busy evening, both of us.
You could certainly say so.
Unblinking Eye is still howling in the background as he is currently marching from temple to temple with Quake by his side.
Are they okay?
Just let him do this, please. He's been doing it all morning.
All right.
Just don't let him be. Let him be.
All right, I get it. All right. I'll tell you about my day. So somebody ended up breaking into one of my establishments, killed a whole bunch of people with some kind of alchemical weapon, stole a bunch of important papers of mine, stole a bunch of jade, and made off with a bunch of souls.
Does this weapon have a name?
Apparently it was called, it was not necessarily a weapon, it was a spell. It utilized volcanic kraken, I believe.
I see.
We got help from a friend. We should be able to gather some more intel by the end, but essentially what seems to be going on is whatever deity was... we thought whatever deity was supposed to be complicit in... whatever deity was supposed to be protecting this city was complicit some way in this ploy, as so to not have mitigated some of this damage. But what happened is that city god's dead. Go figure.
It's dead.
Turns out, go figure.
It's... Well, there goes that idea, I suppose, but... Fine, okay.
Additionally, aside from our heart-eater friend, there was somebody else. The person responsible for that spell was an alchemical. Goes by the name of GPU.
As I like to call him.
I'm sure you do like GPU.
CPU.
So much like... much
dead?
like the... much like...
Yes, who's dead?
Champoor United, then?
To an extent, yes.
I can't believe you killed them at all.
Okay,
Or,
I see.
They're an adamantium bound alchemical.
That's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Oh yeah, and there's a swarm of kraken coming our way.
Where from?
The ocean.
Well, yes, but what direction? North, south, southwest? What?
I point to the direction where Nue sent me the message from.
You wouldn't know that, but unclear what direction.
Direction
Well,
unclear, but they are rapidly approaching the city. Nue's got
Nice.
Nue is on site, attempting to hold them back, with one of Lythander's old masters, who was a disguised participant in the tournament.
I see. This is going to be rich coming from me, but shouldn't we warn the river dragon about the incoming kraken?
Yeah, we should
believe
warn
we
the
should.
kraken of the upcoming river dragon. No, that's completely
But I don't-
wrong. No,
No.
you're right. You're right. My bad.
Okay, well, add that to the list as well.
Sheesh. Well, all right. So, how are things going on your end?
We found out a couple of interesting things regarding a couple of players of interest. Specifically, someone called Mion. Apparently, they were used to be, as of now, a worker for the Bureau of Destiny, specifically in the Serenity Board. But seems that recently is no longer the case.
Right.
Along with someone with the title The Shepherd, is planning to gentrificate the entire area, or rather the entire town. Meaning they're going to be building a bunch of temples and forcing more of the lower income people closer to the docks.
Rats. That's no good.
Indeed, and it seems that whoever the Sidereal is, it seems that they are, at least in part, in leagues with this Mion, or at least is aware of them.
I see.
So me and Unblinking over there have just been contacting some elementals, and I believe they're going after some of the spirits in town now to try and find more information.
There is a very loud, clattering breaking of glass sound in the background, and you hear Unblinking Eye just scream something in flame tongue.
Yes, like that.
I see.
What appears to be a low-ranking god he has grabbed by the lapel.
Solid work.
To be fair, I don't think things would have... To be fair, I think things would have been a bit more violent had I joined along.
I don't doubt that, boss.
One thing I will note as the GM is that Meon is the Sidereal, and he wasn't fired from being a Sidereal. He was just removed from a big committee that plans major stuff for this region of creation.
Yeah, the bureau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Essentially, it's like when a senator gets too many people mad at them and gets stripped of their commissions.
So that's what my side has found at this moment.
All right. So, we got a war on. So we got pillaging, a bunch of pillaging krakens on our hands. Middle of the turn, right before the tournament. A dead god. Considering maybe a usurper type thing. We also have a Sidereal who, with a strange power to vanish from people's memories. On top of that, there's a heart eater stealing souls, and somebody stole, and a loose alchemical wizard with the power to atomize people.
Well, you know what they say, when it rains, it pours.
That's about right, boss. I'm just a bit gummed up on the order of business from this point forward.
The first case of business should be at least alerting the river dragon of the upcoming invasion, shall we say.
All right. Let's give him a...
Because whether we like it or not, that is going to affect any other plan we have in motion if we suddenly get bombarded by about 1 million different jellyfish wanting to kill us.
It's true enough. All right. We should give him a call. We should give him a ring and get ready for a confrontation.
Indeed.
I guess we can end off with you setting up the meeting with Tenpen Meshu. Someone go ahead and give me a your choice of embassy or presence. I'll also allow performance too.
What were the choices again?
Embassy, presence, or performance?
I have a lot of performance.
I have a lot of presence, so...
I'm a wonderful actor, as one may say. I don't know how
any specific...
the damn date is my play.
Any specific attribute you're wanting?
This is going to be force to just pry open the doors and grab the de facto person in charge of the city by her attention. Yep, that's the skill used for contacting spirits. You could just send her an elaborate prayer memorandum with, "Hey, what the fuck's going on here?"
So I'm going to start.
That is 8 successes from Adam.
And then grab a
5
chain
successes from
and
me.
start rattling, saying, "Where you at? Where you at?" Thank you, Wooly.
Take a stunt.
6 successes. I think we might have summoned them.
That is 6 successes. Yeah, I mean, if Adam didn't with the 8 successes they got, it's going to be real interesting.
all of a sudden, it takes a few moments, but the wind starts blowing and the rain changes direction. Gets stronger. And starts going parallel to the floor, or perpendicular rather. And gets stronger and stronger and stronger until eventually all three of you are swept through the indoors and yanked into the sky by the force of the rain. This sudden squall of magic just starts yanking you through the city skylines, past multiple notable NPCs. Liza's having dinner, watches this happen, then shrugs and returns to her dinner.
I wave at
Yes.
good luckily, saying, "Hello."
Flipping the bird.
I say nothing
Kinda
and
shrugs. Going past Sozin, who is on a rooftop, and unclear who was in the armor at the time. They just kind of stare at you.
Flipping the bird again.
They flip the bird back.
Oh, so I turn into a bird and flip into
Sozin.
Flying past Unblinking Eye, who does not notice you. He's too busy focused on interrogation.
Alright, Gavel isn't gonna do anything this time. She kinda likes Unblinking, somewhat.
it's a rogues gallery of people we hate. Jesus.
It's a rogues gallery of people we know. Half of them we hate.
Flying by Rajiv, who is just casually out for a very quick fresh air break, trying to sun his just getting his leg tail vine wet. He just kind of watches you go up and he waves to you.
Yo.
Gavel will not respond back. She respects Rajiv.
And then eventually, at the very end of it, you are yanked into the clouds. And before you is a very big, bona fide lesser elemental dragon of water.
Hello there. Would you like some free information?
I would like to know why you're back after I explicitly told you to leave and never return. And she says the name of one of Gavel's past lives.
Oh. Well, you see, that's all well and good, but I think, what we have may be more important than you banning me from your entire city.
Well then, let no one say I'm not an ingracious host. Let us talk.
You see, there's this giant jellyfish that's going to kill us all, except me,
And I
because
think
I'm
that's a
his
good
friend,
place to
but I
leave
mean...
Yep.
That is all.
Don't worry,
It's
you'll
okay,
die last.
Yeah.
It's okay. Thankfully, your
I mean,
boss warned you
all
that he was a
all my
toxic
friends
friend.
are toxic, so...
Yes.
In
Don't worry,
more
you'll
ways
die
than
last.
one. Hey-o!
Oh.
Alright, yeah, with that, I did not expect you to roll so well. You got her attention and then physically had you drag her into her office. But hey, I guess we're
that's
having this
so
social
funny.
scene next time.
Yep.
Finally, the big dragon. The cheese.
Oh.
Okay, I might need
A
to commission
big
someone to have...
cheese.
I might need to commission someone to have, acquaintance and friend of the show, Cheese, from Cheese and Mittens Power Hour, drawn as an eastern water dragon.
Oh, goodness sakes.
Jills, you looking for a commission?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna hit
Always.
I'm gonna hit the stop button.
I'm hitting the stop button too. Next time is the big cheese conversation and round 2 of the Fight Club. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to FateBreakers. We here at the Action Economy crew are really excited to bring you our first big project, and you can also follow all of our socials for more of our content. Actual plays live and die by word of mouth, so if you enjoyed this episode, or know a friend or two who would be interested in this setting or the story we're telling, spreading the word is a great help to a brand new podcast. Me and the players have a lot of ideas and plot seeds for later, both in the far future and 2 weeks from now, the next episode of FateBreakers. Catch you then.